Thank you for coming back to the Tony Montana channel. Today in this video we are going to cover one of the persons, one of the people that follow my channel asked me, I guess this person is new to the dogs or new to these dogs, and basically asked, why did Mayday become so famous? Why is he so, such a dog, such a known dog out of all the dogs? Why? And at first it felt like a very simple answer, but then I started thinking about it the way I think. I analyze. I'm an analyzer, so I said, let me make a small video about this. So one of the things, let's start from the obvious. One of the reasons why Mayday, Grand Champion Mayday, became famous was because he became a Grand Champion, which means that the dog won over at least five matches without losing. Okay, so that is one reason of many reasons why he became as famous as he did. Obviously, he went into competent, at least very competent competition, and including Mr. Tan. Then also, he also became, he produced grand champions and champions himself. So that is another reason why he became famous. But yes, there's other dogs that did the same thing. Another thing that made Mayday famous was because of his size. Mayday competed and won in a catch weight category, which is basically the heavyweight category for dogs. So these are, and really the human mind enjoys seeing, things in a larger scale. Like in boxing, the fan favorites weights are the heavier weights. Less people watch the lightweights or the flyweights, because they're so small. It's like, they don't see it as, or don't give it the same value as seeing two massive or whatever going at it, And in this case, two large dogs, going at it, two heavyweight dogs in our weights, from 50s, high 50s, 60s, 70s, these dogs were huge and unusual for the breed. So so these dogs were usually never in competition. The dogs this size in competition, because they usually make the standard for personality or work purposes. But dogs like Mayday that were that size and were able to work properly, I guess, according to the records, because I was not there, and I'm speaking of record. I'm speaking in educational and historical terms. This is educational for people that want to know the history of the breed. So that's why I'm making videos of this history, because the worst thing that can happen to a culture is being destroyed by destroying the history. That happened to the Mayans. The Mayans just got their history destroyed because conquistadors destroyed their literature, and obviously that has happened in the past in many other cultures. And we, as American people, terrier fanciers, we need to make sure that we remember where they came from, remember how things happened and why it happened, because we have to respect the work that came before us. So anyway, Mayday. Now the reason why Mayday became famous was because of the written tales or written history of his written accounts of his work. If he had a mediocre or crappy writer, or whoever wrote the story and spread it on, guess what? Something new that used to be called, that is still called the internet. something new, that was the internet. They were able to spread that type of information on the internet, which came into more hands because obviously for being the internet. And then Sultan Candles, Victor, opened his website where he started selling grandkids of Mayday. And so another point was, you know, the internet helped spread the word of Grand Champion Mayday, and then and because it was, the internet was new, it was something like a fever, so they called the internet Mayday fever. Again, I'm not disputing that dog was a great working dog and produced great working dogs, but I'm just saying what added to the attractions of Grand Champion Mayday. So, in addition to that, like I said, Southern Candles had the website, and that website was selling. I remember going in there, and it was pages upon pages upon pages upon, like I would say, like 18 pages of breedings, and I don't think it was just one breeding per page. And this was always the case. So I am thinking, you know, that is another reason why, you know, Grand Champion Mayday became so famous. You know, I remember that back in the day, that page had, you know, put Tom Garner's page in shame, because, you know, Tom Garner is considered that has a lot of breedings all the time. Again, not attacking Tom Garner. He can do whatever he wants. He's done his due diligence for the breed. He can do whatever he wants, you know. But I'm just making a comment, no disrespect. But I still have to have my own comment. Tom Garner has a lot of, you know, a lot of breedings all the time. So, you know, but Victor put him to shame, you know, blew him out of the water. And that's back in the day. So, you know, that is another reason why, you know, Mayday became famous. You know, became as famous as he was, and spoken of as much as he was. You know, again, there's nothing that, one thing doesn't belittle the other. It's just all part of why he became this renowned. So yeah, and like I said, he's, you know, he's an RRM. He had sons and grandkids that became very famous, and some dogs unfortunately didn't get to get their own line for X or Y reasons, and obviously there's so many components to that as well, but that's not the reason of this video. So anyway, in a nutshell, that's pretty much it. That's you know, just, you know, having so many of these Mayday dogs around, you know, had people talking about him, positive and negative, you know. So anyway, this is about why Grand Champion Mayday became so well known, and nothing else. Nothing more than that. Okay, have a good day. And here it's rainy, so I'll probably do another video while after I eat some lunch and just get some work done. Until next time, Tony Montana.